Hello and welcome to Teach Talk. This show is a platform where we invite guests to have conversation and exchange knowledge in English. And today our guest is not me, a student from Unlimited Interpackage Set C.
Hey, thank you.
Yep, and may I say it's one of a kind show, indeed. A show where the guest needs to open everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the one-of-a-kind show, and you are a one-of-a-kind guest, so here you go. No one can introduce yourself better than you. Thank you for that. Okay, so Nat, hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Okay, so can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Nat, and I'm currently studying at Chulalongkorn University at the Faculty of Medicine. And I come from a high school called Sadiq Gazette International Program. And it's at Gazette, as the name suggests.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. So you must be very proud of yourself.
It was a really difficult time for me trying to get into this university, so I'm quite proud of what I did.
So, now that you got into a medical school, like one of the best university in Thailand, would you say that is successful?
Well, I believe for many people, including me, success is comprised of many different things, different elements, I'd say. And getting to uni, especially the Faculty of Medicine at Chula, it's something that I've always dreamt of being able to do. But by being admitted in there right now, like as I am right now, I wouldn't say I'm successful yet, but I would say I'm on the path of becoming successful in the way I want to be. Because like, getting to uni, in my opinion, is like one of the hundreds or if not thousands of milestones people aim to attain throughout their lives. And therefore I would say that getting to Chula Medicine is a milestone for me that I'm able to collect on the path to becoming successful. And therefore I would say I'm not successful yet, but I'm on the path of becoming successful in the way I want to be.
Okay. Speaking of you like on the right path and getting into the medical school is one of your paths. So to be a doctor, is it like your childhood dreams or is it something that you discover later in life?
Well, I would say becoming a doctor is partially a childhood dream, and partially something that I discovered along the way as well. So when I was very young, like many other people, I have various dreams that I want to achieve. Like, I think we've talked earlier, and I've told her that I actually wanted to become a race car driver as well when I was in grade 2 or grade 3. Mm-hmm. And it was something I was really passionate about. My parents took me on go-kart trips every single week. But as I reached grade 5 or grade 6, I started gravitating toward medicine. I was becoming increasingly interested and intrigued by the academic sides of it. Mm-hmm. The material you get to learn, the machine you use, the discoveries you make every single day. Those things are something that I would say really awesome, and I'm really fascinated by them. But that was when I was in grade 5 or grade 6. Once I entered middle school and high school, I started to realize that medicine was something that was the best fit for me. Because there are various reasons, but the most important reason why I believe medicine was the right fit is that the idea of being able to learn and apply the knowledge into make direct impact with people's lives with the possibility of completely changing some. That is something that is incomparable to anything that I will be able to do if I select other professions. So the idea that I'm able to learn materials in chemistry, biology, physics, or anatomy, learn the different illnesses and ways to treat them. By having that set of knowledge and being able to use that set of knowledge to make direct impact on patients' lives, I think that is something that I realized that the medicine is the right fit for me.
So let's say it's kind of start as a childhood dream, but then along the way you discover and you keep exploring.
Yeah, like it was initially started as a childhood dream, mm-hmm. but once I grew older, it became more clear why it was the best fit for me. and it's that the experience you get from practicing this profession is incomparable to the experience you gain from other things in life.
Okay. So once you discover that you really want to be a doctor and you really want to get into a medical school, how did you prepare for that?
Well, I would say I'm quite fortunate, I'd say, because I know that I want to get into medicine from middle school, like grade 7 or grade 8. It's when I confirmed that I need to get into med school in order to be on the path that I want to be in my life. And so that leaves me with 4 or 5 years for me to prepare. And that's more than sufficient if I use them productively. So the first 1 or 2 years I spent planning out what I need to do in order to get into med school. That includes knowing what tests I need to take, whether it be SAT Level 2, APs, and BMAT, and IELTS as well. And second one is that planning out what types of activity and who I want the university to view me as, in terms of the character. And I came up with the idea that I want them to view me as a doctor who is capable of coming up with new innovation and innovating and solving problems on his feet using the materials I've gained from learning throughout med school. And therefore I've opted for a more health tech-y type of portfolio. I focus on innovations rather than focusing solely on academics. And therefore, like from grade 9 and on, I've spent countless of hours trying to prepare for tests and joint activities. And it was really nice for me to have those 2 years to organize my plan and plan out the different steps I need to do to prepare a portfolio and the scores I need to apply to medicine. And those 2 years are extremely crucial to my success, I believe.
Okay. Wow, great. So it was not just planning. You have planned the course that you have to take, the test that you have to take, and also I like that you said that you have a goal of for people to see you as an say innovative doctor. And I believe that is something that you've been working on your portfolio. Right. So I have heard that on your portfolio you talk about, I mean, the project is the automatic helmet.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay. So the helmet you're talking about, it's a project I've done with my friends called Engion. Well, first of all, I must need to give credits to my friend as well, because I did not do this project on my own. But I have 2 or 3 friends who have helped me throughout the way, helped me code, helped me guide me, and helped me produce the actual helmet. So the gist of it is that the helmet worked through a Bluetooth kill switch module. The kill switch module is connected to the motorcycle, and the Bluetooth module is connected to the helmet. When a person or a motorcycle rider wears the helmet, his head will touch a sensor, and that sensor will activate the Bluetooth module to send a signal to the kill switch module, which will allow him or her to start the motorcycle, only if the helmet is worn. So if he or she did not wear a helmet, or maybe forgot the helmet at home, and is only with his or her motorcycle, it would be impossible for him or her to start the motorcycle because the kill switch is activated and the module is not activated. So the only way to start a motorcycle and ride a motorcycle is to wear the helmet beforehand. And this helmet, in my opinion, is very important to the safety of motorcycle riders, and it has the potential to completely reduce the severity of injuries from motorcycle-related accidents. Because, like, by forcing people to wear a helmet, like, I know indeed you cannot completely prevent the accidents from happening. But if they have a helmet, then the injuries they get from the different accidents might not be fatal, and there is a greater possibility of them living or experiencing minor injuries, which is better to them. And I'd say this project is something I'm really passionate about because I know that it can save lives.
So you're not just an innovative doctor, but like all the thing that you've been doing, you really care about saving people's life, making people's life better, and it's show in the project that you chose. And I thank you for that. If I'm gonna ride a motorbike, I'm definitely gonna get one.
Well, I do actually feel like if you want to do a project or something, it's you shouldn't do it for just the money or just because you're interested in that. But you need to do it because you're passionate about a goal or the impact you have on the society. And that is something that I really have fueled my project.
Okay, thank you. I really like that when you have a great idea and you can put that into practice.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. And with all the planning and project and tests and portfolio and everything, you probably have gone under stress,
Yep, certainly.
time
Most
management
certainly.
and things.
Yeah.
Can you share with us how you manage to work under pressure to manage your stress?
Well, working under pressure is something that I've been doing throughout my life, and I cannot deny it was really difficult to get over that, and I'm still working on it up to today. Well, working under pressure, so usually when I have anxiety related to this problem, the problem is that I'm focusing on what other people want and not what I really want and what other perceive me as to be capable of and what I'm not actually capable of. And that's the problem with me when talking about this problem. So the idea that I'm under a lot of pressure when I'm working or when I'm preparing for tests, usually it comes from me believing that, well, I need to do well because my parents believe I'm able to do it. I do well because my friends expected me to do that. And well, that's just good for pushing you and becoming a better version of yourself or achieving your goal, but it's not sustainable at all. Yeah, like, so what rather I would like to change my perspective on this into I'm gonna try my best and work the hardest that I can, that I know I'm capable of working. And if it goes well, then it goes well and I'm gonna be happy with it. But if it doesn't, then it's not the end of the world and I still have other chances and other ways I can do to compensate this goal. And like, so when you have a goal, most people would say you would fixate that to be the only goal and there is nothing that you can be like a contingency or an alternative to that. But in reality, like, there's always another way. Like, if you miss that chance, it's not the end of the world. There is always another chance for you to get.
Thank you.
Yep. And so, like, by changing my mindset to be this, it has completely like eliminated idea of I'm being pressured by my friends and my family, because like at the end of the day, like, your happiness is something that you should be valuing the most.
Okay. Do you have hobbies? What kind of hobbies you like?
Yep. So, yeah, talking about hobbies also in a great way. I used to like help cope with my stress, and throughout the years of preparing for tests, I have picked up music as one of my greatest hobby and playing football and basketball.
Music. So you play musical instruments.
Yeah, I play some musical instruments.
What are you playing?
Well, I'm currently playing the guitar, the bass, the drum, and the keyboard. I'm still learning the keyboard though. It's really difficult for me because I've never taken lessons, and I've tried learning it on my own, all of them, and keyboard seems to be the hardest one so far.
Yeah, probably after a year in medical school, the way you manage stress would be making music.
Yeah.
So we can wait to hear that
I-
next year.
Like, I will have so much stress that I will be practicing keyboard every single day.
Definitely. I'll be waiting to hear for that. Can you share with us and other students who are probably going through the university admission exam
Yeah.
right now? Like, they are probably also being under stress, under pressure as
Yeah.
well. Okay. Can you maybe give some encouragement to them?
Yeah. So, well, as a person who have been in your position before, I'm not denying it will be quite tough for you. However, just know that hard work beats every single thing. If you believe you're working the hardest, you're the most hardworking person in the world, then eventually you'll be able to get what you want. And so just keep working hard, keep grinding, keep putting in those hours, reviewing, revising for tests, and improving yourself every single day. And eventually, what you want will come to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Renat.
thank you so much. It was
Thank
an
you
honor
for
being here
today. Yeah, it was an honor to have you here today. So this is Teach Talk. Let's see what we will have in the next episode and what we'll be talking about. And for today, bye.